Yes, greetings and welcome to yet another edition of the Uganda Cranes Africa Cup of Nations journey. 15th November, Uganda will be taking on South Africa at the Mandela National Stadium in Ambole. Again, Uganda Cranes need to pick a point or even win to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. They will be hosted by Morocco. Now, today, we are going to be looking at the squad that Uganda Cranes coach Paul Put was able to announce on Wednesday morning. It is a 27-man squad that is going to start preparations for that fixture, and then the last group fixture that will be against Congo Brazzaville. Clive Chaze is my name. The channel is Seki Sports in conjunction or partnership with Peter Tabu. The channel is the pitch side, and together we are going to be breaking down that Uganda Cranes squad, sharing our thoughts. And yes, thinking what exactly we should expect from the team. But Peter, greetings and welcome to yet this other edition.
Thank you very much. Hi there, and excited that we continue to bring you this series of the Uganda Cranes Bafana game that is happening on 15th of November at the Mandela National Stadium.
Yes, Peter, of course, yesterday we had talked about what we were expecting out of the squad. We mentioned a couple of names that were expected to be summoned. Some of those names were Mutwalibi Mugolofa, the goalkeeper at KCCA Football Club. But we had mentioned the players like Geoffrey Waswa.
Yes.
We had mentioned players like Elio Caprodosi. Missing out, and I feel we were actually spot on because the two players, all the new faces, have been summoned on the team. Probably what we didn't see coming was John Paul Dembe, the under-20 striker who comes in to replace Derek Insibambo, who's injured. We thought Shaban Muhammad would make a return on the team. He doesn't get to make a return on the team. First of all, your thoughts on the team, probably starting with the goalkeepers.
Yeah, like I've explained, Clive, we did mention that it was important for a local-based goalkeeper to be on the national team ahead of these two remaining AFCON 2025 qualifier games, and Mutwali Mugolofa is on that list, which is good because six clean sheets in 7 games is an amazing performance. And I feel like when he's on the team, he's definitely going to add, he's going to pick up a lot of experience. And hopefully, maybe if Uganda still qualification against Congo Brazzaville, he makes the final 18-man squad that will play. So for me, it's a good thing that he's there.
Then, of course, it's the first time in the campaign that we are summoning 4 goalkeepers because you still have Ismail Watenga in there. You have Charles Lukwago and Nafian Allions.
Yeah, and of course, we know that Watenga has been the main actor for the Uganda Cranes in the campaign thus far. I don't think it's going to change. But again, it helps the other goalkeepers also, showcase and actually make a point make a case for themselves. Sorry, because you just never know how these 2 games pan out.
Yes. Exactly. The defenders, the only new face for this campaign is Godfrey Waswa. Like we did say, Elio Caprodosi gets to miss out,
Yes.
but we pretty much have all the others. You could probably share the names with us. Of course, Abefis Mugabi is part of the defenders in there.
Yeah.
Gavin Chizito, the only locally best player in the defensive department. Kenneth Semakula, Halid Waliwa, Timothy Awani, Geoffrey Waswa, Abdulaziz Kayondo, and Isaac Moleme.
Yeah, Caprodosi is dropped, of course. I mean, after the South Sudan game in Kampala, the head coach Paul Put was very, very clear. He said Caprodosi will remain to struggle if he has no playing time, if he has no club, and it was going to be difficult for him to make this team. But like we said in our previous edition, Uganda has never lacked in defenders. They've always been there in abundance. Geoffrey Waswa has been doing amazing in Ethiopia. So he comes in and he's familiar with the other players. Halid Ralirwa, Timothy Awani, Kayondo, Moleme, Gavin, Semakula. So it's something he's going to, embrace, and I feel like he's going to gel when he's given the opportunity to play. But that also means that on match day, you probably are going to see there's a possibility of Timothy partnering with Halid Ralirwa.
Where does that leave Bevis Mugabi?
Or Bevis, whoever. Okay, between Timothy and Geoffrey Waswa and Halid, one of them partners Bevis,
The
because
issue,
Semakula plays right back.
the issue of Elio Caprodosi, of course, the games he missed against South Sudan, it was Halid Raliwa who played.
Yes.
And then you had
With
Timothy
Bevis.
Awani also playing a part in the game that was played in Juba. But then the issue of Elio Caprodosi, I mean, it was pretty much obvious from the onset, from the time he walked into the national team, that he was one of the first choice central defenders alongside Bevis Mugabe or whoever was fit. But it was always Elio Caprodosi and Bevis Mugabe. But then I got information that the coach Paul Put is also in a way not happy with him because he is clubless.
Yes.
Paul Put on once or two occasions tried to get him a club.
No, he actually
so that,
got him
he
options.
can get playing time, and
Yeah.
Caprodosi turned down the options.
Yes.
And I'm told even the game against South Africa away from home, the coach didn't want to play him. When they were summoning the squad for the two games against South Sudan, still the coach was hesitant on summoning him because he didn't see the need of summoning somebody who is clubless. So they summoned him anyway, but the coach knew at the back of his mind that he was not going to play a part, especially on the pitch. Now he's out of the Uganda Cranes setup. Are we seeing the last of Elio Caprodosi? Or?
No, I don't think we're seeing the last of him. He made a lasting impression the first time he played for the Uganda Cranes, and the coach has been so supportive. Even when he had no club, even when it was not in his plans to play, he summoned him and he was available when we played South Sudan. I think it's just a lesson for him to get going, to actually sign with another team and start getting playing time. And then we look at what happens, because Clive, I mean, when you look at next year, the AFCON is not so far away.
True.
In 2025. That means a defender like Caprodosi needs to have played that entire year.
Because you still have World Cup qualifiers,
Yes,
but you need to be active at your club.
Absolutely. So I don't think he's out completely. He will bounce back. But of course, also another opportunity for the players that we've known for a while now. One is the was to be given the opportunity to actually showcase their talent.
Well, when of course we also going to look at the midfielders. When Taddeo Ranga was summoned for the games against South Sudan, I
Yes.
remember interviewing him, and one of his ambitions or targets, because he had taken a while without coming into the national team, one of his ambitions and targets was to do whatever it takes so that he becomes a mainstay on the national team again, like it was in the past. Of course, he gets another call-up. Now, I don't know what kind of mindsets Godfrey Waso comes with when he's making a return on the national team. Of course, he has not been of part of these campaigns, World Cup and AFCON campaigns, even in the past, much as he has been part of the national team setup. So wait and see what he can offer, or how much, how hungry he wants it to keep on the national team. But then you look at the midfielders, Peter, no new face. In midfield from the previous summons. Taddeo Ranga is a part of the team. Bobosi Biaruhanga, Halid Raliwa, you have Alan Okelo in there, Rogers Amato, rather Bobosi Biaruhanga, Ronald Setiganda, together with Travis Mutiaba.
Yeah, you earlier on asked about Taddeo Rwanga, and for the time that he was away on he's the one player I feel like, if he's consistently playing club football, he definitely contributes a lot on the national team, because you always need someone who is going to sit in that holding role and protect the back four, but also he's also stepped up his game. He doesn't only sit, he actually carries the ball forward, and that's what
he's
did.
Not scared of asking for the ball from the defenders.
Yes, he actually carries the ball forward, and that's an advantage, because today in world football you see holding midfielders, even creative midfielders. You look at Rodri, is a very perfect example. He carries the ball forward, has an eye for goal and stuff like that, and that is what Taddeo offered against South Sudan in Juba, and that was, for me, I feel the main reason why he's bounced back on the team, and he will be pivotal for Uganda when they take on South Africa. Now, for the other midfielders, Sechiganda in this campaign, he's had some good moments, to be very honest with you, and maybe some moments where you feel like he's been off, but he's a young lad.
Try to refresh my mind. I don't remember. Did Sechiganda start against South Sudan in Juba? Or it was Khalid and Taddeo?
It was
rather
Taddeo
Khalid
and Aucho.
And Aucho.
Yes.
And it looked like Sechiganda was a mainstay. on the national team. Of course, he makes a return, but do you see him walking straight back into the national team, the starting 11? I mean, if you have Khalid, the captain of the team, Taddeo Ranga, after that impressive game against South Sudan in Juba, I feel he deserves probably a start. You also have Bobos. You feel like Paul Put has a couple of options, and Sechiganda needs to probably up his game if he's to continue to be on the coach's mind when he's trying to draft the starting 11, especially in that game against South Africa.
Yes, you're right. I mean, his the campaign, the 4 games we've played, there are a couple of games that he's played in, and you feel like he has contributed to the team. But there are also moments where he's fallen short because of experience. He's a young lad coming through, and there are some moments or games where I feel like it's a bit tough on him. That's why the experience of the captain Khalid Aucho and Taddeo Rwanga comes in. Because they have more games in their leagues, and also they've played at some bigger stages, because they've both played at AFCON. I mean, Taddeo played for Simba on the continent and stuff like that. So has Khalid Aucho. So I feel that's the age, but that doesn't mean that he will not play. Anymore. I think he could come in. Him and Bobos can always come in when the coach feels like. But I don't think it's primed for him to start against South Africa.
Yes, Peter, the strikers or the forwards. Of course, we had our thoughts on Jude Semugabi and Dennis Omedi because of how Chitara has been performing in the Uganda Premier League. They get to be summoned alongside Rogers Mato. Shafignana Kwikiliza from KCCFC returns. Of course, Hakim Chwanuka from Sports Club Villa returns. You have Calvin Hope Kabuye yet to play for the Ghana Cranes, but he's been part of the setup. Then John Paul Dembe, the young boy who was the top scorer at the under-20 AFCON regional qualifiers that were in Dar es Salaam. Yes, the Hippos didn't qualify for the AFCON again, the under-20 AFCONs, but Paul John Dembe was outstanding for the team, especially in front of goal.
John Paul Dembe making it to this squad reminds me of a very, very young Mohamed Shaban, who was called to the 2017 AFCON squad that Mitchell made, and everyone was up in arms. Of course, the other was the AFCON. This is a qualifier. But take nothing away from the fact that, Dembe really, really put up a show for the under-20. And to be honest with you, with the CHAN coming up, you think that, yes, this is an opportunity for him to, first of all, get an experience, be a part of the Cranes setup, and prepare for the coming fixtures, for the coming campaigns that are coming through, especially the CHAN. We've always struggled as a country.
I don't think he qualifies for the CHAN. He plays in Sweden.
Yeah, but Clive, you were not in Uganda. Someone can easily be in Sweden, and when CHAN comes up, he signs for him.
He has a contract.
He has a contract.
It's not a 2-week or 1 month contract, so he doesn't qualify.
No, but it's good for him because he then gets to pick. He then gets to get a feel of the national team, and also gain experience and learn a lot from the experienced players on the team. So for me, it's a good call up. Shaban, of course, is not in the picture because that means he did not get. He's not fit. He's still injured.
So is Derek Nsibambi.
Yeah, so is Derek Nsibambi, who also is struggling with a knee injury. So yeah, the coach will have to make do with the forwards that he has called.
Of course, we are a country that does not have a main source of goals. Usually, of course, teams are designed to have different options finding the goals, but we all know that there will always be that main guy. Now Uganda, we've not had that a main guy in a very, very, very long time, ever since Geoffrey Massa retired from international football. Of course, with Shaban Muhammad is still injured or not fit. Derek Nsibambi is still injured or not fit. Calvin Kabuye is yet to get an opportunity. You feel that John Paul Dembe is another that the coach can try to probably consider, especially since he's playing in Europe, BK Haken. I feel Sweden is a decent league or country when it comes to football standards. And how the boy conducts himself. I mean, Paul Put is one that has never been shy of making the bold decision. So depending on how Dembe conducts himself in the sessions, you never know. He could find himself getting a Uganda Cranes debut against South Africa, or even Congo Brazzaville, the last game of the qualifiers. But of course, Peter, as we wind up at this edition, do we have an idea when the team starts preparations or?
Probably could have started, before the weekend, but because we have the league going on, match day 8
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, quite some interesting fixtures. For example, Saturday Vipers is playing KCCFC, and both
Friday.
teams. Yeah, Friday Express playing Villa. So there are a couple of players who are involved here and there, and so they'll have to wait for those, games to
probably Sunday or Monday.
And yeah, so I'm pretty sure Sunday they should start, because between Sunday and Wednesday they are like between Sunday and Thursday. You don't count Thursday's last training; those are like 3 or 4 days. So maybe Sunday, and maybe the professionals should be here by Monday.
Well, that's all the time we had for you today on the Uganda Cranes AFCON journey. It is episode number 2. Clive Chaze, you can find all that and much more on CK Sports in conjunction with Peter Daban. Yes, you can find that and much more on the pitch side. Those are both YouTube channels will continue to bring you more of the updates from the Ghana Cranes camp, but also talk to different people, especially those who have been part of the national team setup in the past, especially involving that game that Uganda played against South Africa at the Mandela National Stadium 20 years ago. Yes, so that's all the time we had for you. Very grateful to Rosa Dimes here in Kololo, who have been very kind to host us. And yes, look out for our next episode.